Okay, so last night I took the toilet paper off the roll and brought it upstairs because we don't have any Kleenex in the house, and I have the nasal drips, as I was telling you earlier in the day. And so Russ's solution to not having the toilet paper on the roll down here is to put the toilet paper like this instead of, you know, why this? I'm not really sure. The struggle of not being able to put the roll on the actual thing. Uncertain. All right, good afternoon. Every time I cough, my whole body shivers, but then I'm also feeling very warm. Not very warm, like just warmer than normal. But I know I don't have a fever. Herbie's got his food still, okay. What do I got to eat? Taco? Let's eat the rest of this. My friend, Matt, or just Matt, as I call him, is coming down tomorrow morning. Oh my god, I've got the chills. They're multiplying and I'm losing control. Anyway, power of life. So yeah, he's coming down tomorrow morning, and it's gonna be a day of Netflix and snacks. And we might go out, not to party, just out to get foods, snack foods or whatever, if we run out. So I'm gonna go in the morning, because he's gonna show up around 11, but I'll be awake already, so I can take an hour and go do a little grocery shopping. Alright, so anyways, I had my meeting today, my check-in meeting with the big supervisor and my immediate supervisor. And it went well, I think. And I did have to get written up. But they seem to have like 5 steps before you're actually fired. So hopefully I don't fuck up anymore. They understand. They can see that I am just disappointed in myself. And I need to take my time to learn and do and follow all the things. And I'm just, oh, I got it. And then just go. And then I mess it up. And it's on me. It's on me. I mess it up. So I'm trying not to mess up. Anyways. I'm just cleaning up here. I'm gonna, so cleaning up and whatever, having lunch. So I'll talk to you later. So I made more tea, except it's not quite tea because there's no tea bags. I'm out of tea bags. So I boiled the water and I forgot that I was out of tea bags. But I put in the honey already in the bottom of my cup, my mug. Put the water in. I put a cap full of vanilla in it as well. And then I put a splash of the hazelnut creamer. So, I'm gonna drink it. It's just too hot right now, so I think it'll be good. I am lucky that whatever fear I have inside me, my desire to win is always stronger. Serena Williams.
My family fought to save their farm under this flag.
Who was working that farm?
My family was.
Who was working the farm?
They were poor. Do you know how much a slave cost back then?
There's actually a knowable answer to that question. By 1860, at the time of the Civil War, enslaved people's value was somewhere between $200 on the low end all the way up to $2,000. So we're talking about, in today's dollars, maybe somewhere between $2,400 and, like $50,000. There are even some estimates that say that some enslaved people were valued at somewhere around $180,000 in today's dollars. So you can think of it basically like owning a car. And about 1.6% of Southern families owned more than 200 slaves, like having like a whole car dealership. But about 20 to 25% of Southerners at the time of the Civil War owned at least one enslaved person. It's like basically living in a society where wealthy people all have cars. Well, what do all the people who don't have cars want? A car. And even if a family worked on a small farm and didn't have enslaved people, what do you think their goal was? Their goal was to earn enough money to be able to buy people, to buy humans to do the work. It's not like families didn't aspire to have enslaved people. Why do you think that Southern whites were willing to go to war, to literally go to war against the United States for slavery? Because remember, every single state that seceded, all 11 of them, said explicitly, we're doing this to preserve slavery. Well, why would somebody who's on a small farm want to fight to preserve slavery? Because their aspiration was to become a major planter, which means a major slave owner. That's what they all wanted to do. That's what they all aspired to do. And they also wanted to defend the system whereby they couldn't be enslaved. Only Africans could, only Black people. And so that system of hierarchy that allowed any white person, no matter how rich or poor, to be superior to any Black person, and for that Black person to be captured and treated as property, and their children and their children's children owned by a white person. This is a system that benefited every single white person in the South. And by the way, every white person in the North too. Because even if you weren't a slave owner, you benefited from the economy that cotton production, that rice production, that all of these industries generated. You could benefit by being an insurance owner. Slaves were insured like cars. Enslaved people also produced goods that were sold. So if you were somebody who was in the shipping business or, the cotton milling business, all of them benefited from slavery. So whether you were a small farmer or a big farmer, the slavery system benefited you. And you were willing to go to war to preserve it and to preserve white supremacy because that was the whole basis of your society. And by the way, a lot of people in the South went to war simply because they were told to and because the rich people around them made sure that the poor kids were doing the fighting, right? And so it doesn't matter whether your family was rich, poor, had one slave or 10 or none. It doesn't matter. Everyone in the South benefited from that economy and that system, and they went to war to preserve it and to preserve white supremacy forever. So that's the answer to your question. You also told on yourself just by saying that at all, because why are you curious about how much they cost? You missed that system, right? You think things were better then? One last note. That flag is not even the flag that your forefathers fought under for their farm. That was not the flag of the Confederacy. That's a flag that they created afterwards. It's literally just a symbol of racism and white supremacy. And you're flying it because MAGA. Peace out.
Okay. Alexa is creepy. Yeah, exactly. So I'm down here. I asked her what the weather was, what the temperature was outside. She told me. I said, well, that's cool. She goes, you make me feel as unique as a unicorn. Excuse me, why are you whispering so creepily? Mr. Machine, why'd you do that? Looky here, you little cyborg. That's not cool. I don't know what you're doing. You whispered like that. Yeah, it was creepy. I'm telling you. Look, you have food. You have all the food. Well, you gotta eat it all before I can fill it up because the thing is broke. I have to get more. Or I get a new one. I don't know I got no treats. Okay, well, anyways. I need to lay down because, I just feel gross and I need to lay down. And the heat is not on up here. It got warm last night. So Russ is either on or off. But we could have just went to like low and maybe whatever. Anyways, doesn't matter. I'm gonna turn that on. And I'm just gonna lay down for a little while. Right, Kitty? I'm gonna lay down for a little while, okay? And blow my nose. Because, sinus pressure. Oh my god, sinus pressure. So anyways, she whispered to me, "You make me feel as unique as a unicorn." Seriously, like that. Creepy. Good evening. You can smell, you hear my nasal. Oh, I don't feel good. I'm hot, but I'm also very cold. Russ is sleeping.
No, I'm awake. I hear you.
Russ can hear me now. But he was sleeping enough for me to stop Vanderpump because you sleep through it. But I decided to tell Matt we'll reschedule our hangout time because I'm more than likely just gonna sleep all day tomorrow. Anyway, I'm gonna watch this horror movie, something about a nun. It's not The Nun. I don't remember what the name of it is. I just put it on. I don't remember what it is. It doesn't matter. Have yourself a good night. Don't be sick. Don't get sick. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow. Toodles. I need